Hey, what's going on, ladies, gentlemen, and scoundrels? This YouTube video is going to show me putting some insulation around an air conditioning line. It's gotten kind of corroded. I went with the more expensive insulation here at Home Depot. The cheaper stuff was about $2 and change. The more expensive stuff was about $5 and change. So I went with the better stuff. This is going to be outside in southeast Florida heat and humidity. So for a couple of dollars more, you're going to get a better product here and hopefully better results with better foam here, better insulation. And we're going to take a look outside of what we're going to be doing. One thing that we have to deal with in southeast Florida are lizards. And I wanted to kind of keep this politically correct here, but we have tons of lizards in southeast Florida, and this insulation is going to protect it against lizard poop as well. It's going to be very strong against lizard poop. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to have to save the lizard when it gets hotter outside. Right now it's cooler, so I'm going to do the work. He didn't poop yet. Wow, a pretty strong lizard right there. But anyway, we're going to get the better pipe insulation because of these scoundrels out there. Okay. So here we are. Here's outside the air conditioner. Whenever you do any work, you definitely want safety gear, personal protective equipment, or PPE, as they say. Now this isn't a big project or anything like that, but I have these on hand. These are shatter resistant safety glasses. You never know if something's going to get in your eye, or if one of these lines should break, for example, any chemicals or freon or anything like that that comes out of here, or a piece of dirt that gets in your eye from using a shovel. It's just good to have some type of eyewear, eye protection, preferably shatter resistant. And it's an ANSI number like Z87.1 something or another. I'll let you know later in a later clip here. But shatter resistant safety glasses are cheap, and you know, your eyes are important, to say the least. We got gloves as well. That's also to keep my dandy hands from getting blisters. I haven't been doing a lot of manual labor recently, so with the shovel and whatnot. It's just good to have if you don't do a lot of work with your hands. It's just good because eventually you might get a blister or a cut or something like that on your hand, and it might get infected or something like that. But anyway, here we are to getting started here. I'm going to have to get a knife and a few other things, but take a look at this insulation. It is coming off here pretty bad. This is southeast Florida. We got two lines here. I should probably rot that one too, but this thing is already starting to corrode here. Just FYI, I did not let this get to this state. I'm recently moved in with a family member who is not mechanically inclined or into all this science and handyman, handywoman stuff. So I'm kind of the mop-up man here in terms of just trying to put a band-aid on problem. This line is eventually going to go. Why couldn't this line just be run directly into the wall someplace, you know, at some low level, and then it would run up the wall to the unit inside? I have no idea, the air handler, but I wasn't there making the decisions at that time. So with no further ado, I'm going to get a knife and some scissors or whatnot and get to this, and we're going to put that high quality insulation in right there. Well, I guess I could do some digging first just to get situated here, considering that it's not going to take a look. I'm going to busted a mushroom already. The EPA is going to be on me now. Alright, take a look. I excavated the line a bit, and there's a separation between the part of insulation that goes into the ground and the part that is exposed to the elements. And not surprisingly, the part of the insulation that went into the ground is not too bad a shape compared to this. Kind of embarrassing actually how bad this is, but anyway, this bracket here, it's not too bad to put into, so I don't have to worry about anything trying to take anything apart with this bracket. I can easily pull this off and put the new one on. What I'm going to do with the nice insulation, I'm going to dig a little bit more here. I'm not going to remove this insulation into the ground. I'm going to be wasting time. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to have the other insulation abut to this. I'm just going to dig down a little bit more, maybe a few more inches here, and I'm just going to put this insulation to there, double coat it, so to speak. We'll see how that goes. That's the plan, at least, and see what comes up when we get to that part. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the details, so I'll just show you the end results when we get to that stage, and we'll take a look. Alright gang, so I went ahead and cleaned this line off with some solvent. Got a little rag and some rubber gloves, again PPE, safety equipment. Don't want to, damage my nails here. Clean it off real good, waiting for it to dry. I'm going to do a rough cut with this. It doesn't have to be precise per se. Some projects you are going to have some precision involved. So I brought my handy knife out. This is my grandfather's knife he used to have. Gave it to me. Pretty handy. Really a useful tool. Something you should have around the house, or pocket knives or knives. Multiple knives. A couple of knives. Anyway, I'm going to also use twist ties, cable ties, to further secure the insulation to the line. One thing I'm going to say is, do not put the cable ties on super tight. That's going to create air pockets or areas where the insulation is not meeting the pipe, so you're not going to get uniform insulation. You're not going to get what you're looking for, which is to have the pipe surrounded by a material that keeps the coolness in and the heat out. So when you put your cable ties on there, you're going to want to make it flush with the line that you are insulating. Also, just for everyone to know here, just a little bit of a lesson here. If you own a home, there's certain things that you're going to have to maintain. You should have a list of things that you're going to have to check on and do what they call preventative maintenance on. Now, I don't know how long this insulation had rotten out off of this line, but this could have been prevented or abated by keeping up on the insulation and whatnot. So those of you out there that are not necessarily mechanically inclined, you can't do everything per se, but things that you can handle, like this is an easy project, especially if you are a single mother or if you're a woman who is not mechanically inclined by any means. This is something easy to do. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, or maybe you can get your boyfriend or your significant other or somebody to do it for you. But replacing this line or the whole unit as opposed to getting some foam insulation, it's going to be a lot more costly and a lot more time consuming and possibly more stressful. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out the quality foam insulation here. I'm going to overlap it a little bit here. I'm going to cinch it off pretty nice here with a few of those cable ties. However, along this area here, I'm not going to pull it too tight. Again, you just wanted to kind of make it flush so the insulation can do its job. You don't want to create pockets where you might have areas air can leak out or in or whatnot. So we're going to give it a shot, and we're going to look at the end results. Okay, so here we go. I couldn't find my other larger, heavier cable ties. I wanted to use some larger ones down here where I overlap the insulation a bit. So I found this here. It's plastic with some flexible wire inside. I'm going to use this and some duct tape. Now, is that a perfect solution? No, it's not. But again, I couldn't find those cable ties, and one of the keys to success in life is organization, and the way my life is going right now, with living out of a pod and whatnot, that's an area I need improvement on. To clean the pipe, I used Goof Off, and that's a solvent there. Didn't go overboard because of the corrosion on the pipe and whatnot, but as you can see, it's a much better improvement compared to what it used to be here. So, also, one other thing is when you peel this tacky material away here, don't go too far with it because it is very sticky. And I did peel it away a bit too far when I did put this insulation on the line here. So, a little word to the wise here: when you start this, just pull it a little bit away to get it started, because if you go too far, it will stick like the dickens right there. And it's going to defeat the purpose of the stickiness if you got to pull it apart and then reapply it. But came out pretty good, and I'm sure it's going to protect this line and insulate it real nice. So we're going to finish up here. We're going to clean up and call it a project. Let's see about going to rescue a lizard. Alright, here we go. I'm not going to go use that duct tape because this is going to get messy. I did use that little bit of plastic covered wire there, and it worked out really good for the most part. These cable ties, kind of small. I'm probably going to dig up and find my good ones later, but this will hold for now, and eventually the weather and sun's going to take these and pop them and whatnot. And you know, like I said, preventative maintenance. We're going to go ahead and fill this in with a shovel a little bit and see about getting it done. Let's see if I can get an angle here with the GoPro right there. Ground it goes. So one thing I did do when I cut this insulation is I started at this end, and I gave myself plenty of room here, a little bit of extra, so that way if I needed to cut a little off, I could do that. You know, nothing professional, nothing outrageously crazy or anything like that, but you definitely want to have a clean pipe when you start a job like this, as much as possible, as much as you can. Anyway, let's go rescue a lizard. Alright, gang, I'm going to be a hero with my GoPro 4 Silver Edition camera. Australia had Steve Irvin, the crocodile hunter. Now you have me, the gecko hunter of South Florida. I'm going to sacrifice my nice little case here for the GoPro that catches little bastard. Let's see here. Hello. Hold still and I will save you. Alright, so I'm going to catch this little bugger with my bare hands. You little bastard, you. Alright, you're going to be startled, Gecko. Now I'm going to rescue this little gecko with my bare hands. Strength, dexterity, charisma. In you go. Come on, hop in there. No. In. Come on. Okay, I got you. I got him. Don't, no. You can't get out. You can't get out. No. Okay, folks, see? I caught him, or her. We got ourselves a little gecko pet right here. Little rascally bugger. So, let's get this thing outside. Ba-ba-ba. Dee-dee-dee. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright. Okay, I'm going to let you out on one condition, and one condition only. Don't poop on my insulation job I just did. Okay? Don't poop on it. What's that, little gecko? What are you saying? What? The gecko's saying subscribe to my channel. Ladies, gentlemen, and scoundrels, it's easy to do. Just click a button. That's all I'm asking you to do is to subscribe and or like, or both. If you subscribe and like, that will take 2 clicks. That's all it's going to take for us to have a good time. Coloring pretty. You want to get out? It's hard to see. All right. Have a good life.